Hey folks, good morning or good afternoon or whatever. Today, it's story time with Gator. All on account that it's February, and we're not doing much because the garage is occupied. It's so full. I wanted to take the snow machine out and the truck. I kind of changed the picture here a little bit, but then I said to myself, you're not that enterprising today. But still, I'm gonna tell a story. It has to do with an old guy. We won't use his real name to protect the innocent. We'll call him Ovid. In English, I don't know what. Ovid, I guess. And this guy, I was going to say he's about 100 years old. Okay, first off there, right off the get-go, it has to do with Scott paper. Now, Scott paper, where I live, they bought the facial and the toilet paper part from E.B. Eddie's, and they're running like from two places. One place they have 5 different paper machines, and at another place they have a storage, like a big warehouse, okay? And they store all their product that they, before the shipping, and they ship from this place. Okay, and this guy, well, he's kind of, you know, the little dog on the records there, the RCA record, the little dog there with the big horn there, eh? He just stands there and he does not do much. Well, this guy is about like that. He's what I think it is in the old days, these companies didn't have no pension plan, or not much, and so they weren't accumulating, and so these guys are getting old, but they have no pension plan, so they keep them on, but soft touch job, eh? Well, this guy, all he did, he went around, and he went around the warehouse. It was about maybe 20 guys working on clamp trucks. They clamp the products and bring them at specific places in the warehouse, big warehouse, and they place it like, I think it was maybe stacked 30 feet high, the boxes, and then they at the back of this warehouse there was a siding from a rail line, and they were loading boxcars, like the products in the boxcars, and so anyways, this guy, I was there repairing different stuff, and they had conveyor systems in that warehouse, and the installation, and the company I was working for had more or less the maintenance contract and the construction in this installation contract, and I was in charge of that, and well, I won't get into, there was a thing called a sail rail, and another thing we're going to touch on that one time. It was called a palletizer. It's a thing to take the pallets and stack them up so they. Anyways, this guy, he had an old propane forklift truck, but it wasn't a big, it was just a small, but it was a Yale, and this thing was old, but that was his baby. He wasn't doing nothing with this. All that was he just to run around and go talk to the guys, in the warehouse. And so he stopped by where I was working one time, and he says, come here. So I go and see him, eh? He says, you got a nickel, you got a dime? So the dime's not big, eh? He says, so I said, yeah. So he says, okay, he says, I'll bet you your dime that I can pick that up with one of the forks. You just throw it on the ground. Pick it up with one of the forks. And I says, that's impossible. He can't pick that up with a fork. Anyway, so he tells me to throw it on the ground, eh? And then he pulls ahead, lines his fork up to the dime, eh? And then he drops the fork on it. Then he backs up. When the dime got to the end of the fork, it just flipped up. And it fell right on the fork. He just lifted it up and off he went with my dime. That guy was a character. One time, eh, he's telling me a story, eh? He said, don't tell all the guys in here. His big job, okay, was making dinner for whoever wanted to eat. They contributed like a pot, eh, and every day he'd make a dinner, eh, like sometimes, I don't know, sometimes it was breakfast like bacon and eggs. I think he did make bacon and eggs every morning. And then he'd make something for dinner, like a soup, eh, wow. He told me, he said one day, he says, the guys found in the corner of one of the boxcars, eh, there was a bag of peas that had broken, eh, and the whole big corner, he had picked those up, eh, he brought them to the kitchen, and big container, and he was making pea soup with that, eh. God knows, like, it was in the, I guess it was boiled, eh, those peas, eh, but thinking about it, I don't think I would have eaten any anyways. Anyways, this guy, in the day, okay, which we go back at least 50 years ago, okay, when I was working there, and he was about 80, 85 then, so he'd be 130, 140 maybe. Now, I'm sure he's deceased, eh? But he was always happy, eh? And then there's some people that you remember, eh? Because they strike a note with you, eh? But anyways, so that's it, man. That's the story for today. Tomorrow or next day or whenever, I'll be telling another story, because that's what it looks like February's gonna be. Okay, folks, it's your chance to subscribe to this channel, and there won't be no better chance than this. And as usual, we'll see you in the next one.